Yeah, I mean, that's just me thinking, I would stir my feelings, so. Yes. That's why they. You know.
How are you, Irene?
How are we good to go? This time?
At 6 o'clock.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
15 seconds. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Regents of Amarillo College. Call this meeting to order and welcome everyone for being here. At this time, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I want to remind everyone, when speaking, please turn your mics on. You might want to go ahead and do that now if you'd like. Dr. Bob Austin, please come and introduce our guest's prayer tonight.
My pleasure to introduce Keeson Shrubs, who's with us tonight. He goes by Shrubs, which I love. Keeson's a graduate of Randall High School. He graduated a year early so that he could come and be with us here at Amarillo College. Smart guy. He's studying chemistry here at AC. Not sure what's next after the chemistry degree, but he says the semester is going really well so far. And we appreciate you taking the time to come and pray with us. So.
Bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray for the AC Board and Regents and for the staff and students of Amarillo College. We are so thankful for the people who support our educational journey, and we ask you that bless them with your grace and guide our steps in all we do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Man, thank you, Keeson. Appreciate that. Now we have the SGA report brought to us by the Vice President, Kennedy Juarez. Kennedy, welcome.
Thank y'all for having me. My name is Kennedy, and I will begin. So if you take a look at the agenda, I have listed a couple of our recent SGA and student life events, and I would like to highlight our Fall Fest event where we had 490 students in attendance and 117 employees. Just below that, I have listed some of our partnership events, and I want to highlight our AC Volleyball Badger Blue Out, where we as SGA went and supported our volleyball team, and we had 52 students in attendance. And I would like to highlight our ARC Resource Fair, where we partnered with Advocacy and Resource Center, and we had a hygiene drive, which we back to the ARC, which is going to go back to our students. We had 23 students donate, and we had over 200. Next, we as SGA swore in 30 new members last Wednesday. And along with Blue Blazers and the Presidential Scholars, SGA assisted with the President's investiture ceremony. So that is all for my report.
All right, Kennedy, thank you so much. Appreciate your work.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, absolutely. At this time, we're going into item number 6, the Regents reports. Executive Committee, we didn't meet, so there is no report to come out of the Executive Committee at this time. AC Foundation.
Yes.
Okay, Michelle.
We had the annual meeting on September 9th, downtown at the Amarillo Club, where we honored Sam and Carol Lovelady, and there was a good turnout for that. And if you were there, you know that Sam surprised Carol by announcing an endowed scholarship in her name, dedicated to journalism students, and Sam and Patrick and Lizzie were behind that surprise. So it's very exciting.
Hmm.
At that meeting, we recognized the new incoming board members and the outgoing board members, and the new officers will begin their term, and Mark Schaffer is the new chairman.
Awesome. That's
And
great.
then I thought if Joe Bill could talk about the events coming up for Badger Bold. I asked him if he would fill that in.
Great.
So, we are at the end of a 5-year campaign. And, it's been a wonderful, opportunity for the community to come to know AC in a bigger way. It's been a wonderful opportunity for them to express their interest in what we're doing and write us checks. And, where there's interest, there might be money. It's been a very successful campaign. I'm not announcing any totals tonight. I would like to tell you, we're still tallying things up because we've got so much to the count, but that's not quite the truth. But it's been very successful, and we're gonna celebrate this campaign. Amarillo College's first ever comprehensive campaign. The week of October the 1st and the 2nd. So here's 2 events. The VIP event on Wednesday, October 1st, is in the Skyline Room. It's a 5:30 to 7 o'clock, and that is it's an event for our major donors to the campaign. And we have a lot. So it's a wonderful time to celebrate with them. The next day is our community celebration, and everyone is invited to that. The AC community, the Amarillo community, the Panhandle community, anybody who wants to come. That is from 10 o'clock until 12 o'clock on Thursday, October 2nd, in the First Bank Southwest Center. So I hope that everybody who is within hearing distance tonight will be a part of that event on Thursday the 2nd. It's been a great campaign, and thanks to all of you for your support in making this happen.
You need the location again, I was talking about on there.
First Bank
Yeah,
Southwest.
First Bank.
So what's, so Joe Bill,
Good point.
after this event, what's next? Badger Boulder? Ready to go again?
1 seat, maybe?
There you go. I like that. No, thank you so much for guiding this and shepherding this
Sure.
to the cross the finish line. It's been great to watch and see all of the many different people who have come together to support our wonderful college in this way. It's very important, very powerful, and we can't say thanks enough to you and your team and the foundation for all it's done.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
It's been fun.
Yes. And a lot of hard, good, fun work, right? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Michelle, do you want to continue on with the AMOA?
Yes, the museum, some of this I mentioned last time, but these events haven't happened, so I'm going to talk about them again just as a reminder. The Amarillo Museum of Art Biennial 600, which is an invitation to artists within 600 miles of Amarillo in a circle. This is a juried exhibition. There were 1,200 images and 250 artists who tried to be in this show. But of course, we couldn't have 250 artists, so it was juried and not everybody made it. And so that show is opening on October 4th with the opening night reception, which is free to members and $15 if you're not a member, and a lot of the artists will be there. The artists are very excited. This is pretty unusual. It doesn't cost them anything to submit their works, and I think that's why we have such a good response, because they're not out an entry fee. That night, we'll also open up a show called Wicked Wells and Window Wipeouts. So it opens on October 4th too, and those artists will actually be there. And there will be a gallery talk with them and with the juror for the other exhibition. And this is an exhibition that is made from items collected or scrapped together from everyday travels. And so it's kind of playful and surprising. One of them is does watercolors and one of them does sculptures. Omoa will also be at the Hoodoo Festival, which is this Saturday, September 27 at the Arts in Sunset, and they'll have a art activity, which I heard is kind of messy and fun. And then I mentioned the LAD lecture is on October 17th and will be about Andrew Wyeth from his granddaughter's perspective. And that's a free lecture at the AC Concert Hall Theater. Before it, there's a paid reception, but the lecture itself is free. And then the big deal of the year for us is Christmas Roundup, and that's November 7th, 8th, and 9th. And so get your checkbooks and debit cards ready for Christmas Roundup.
Awesome.
The end.
Thank you for working so well with Amoa. I know you love it.
Love it.
But it shows. It absolutely
And you
shows.
should have, I received this flyer today with everything, with things I just told you about, the stuff that's coming up. It should be in your mail.
Awesome. Fantastic. Panhandle PBS report.
Well, I've got it.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and give it up.
Okay, Peggy.
Kevin. So the West Texas Boys is an original Panhandle PBS production. They received a National Education Television Association Content Award in the Cultural Features category. The honor highlights the creativity and dedication of Panhandle PBS team and senior content producer Aiden Pena. The film has already reached wide audiences through the national film festivals and statewide broadcasts on Texas PBS's Made in Texas. This recognition reinforces Panhandle PBS's commitment to sharing authentic local stories with communities everywhere. On Thursday, September 11th, Panhandle PBS and the Amarillo Symphony presented a sold-out 80-patron fundraiser called A Night in the Highlands, featuring Scottish-inspired music by the Sunny Side Up String Quartet with percussion, and paired with food from Affiliated Foods and the Amarillo Club. Scotch from Reed Beverages rounded it off. The event was held at the Panhandle PBS studio and featured a multimedia program. Sounds like they had a great time.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for bringing us that report from a very important organization, Panhandle PBS. We're blessed to have them. We'll go into our tiers 1 report. David?
I actually was not there, but I have some information.
Good.
I think that the one thing we need to understand is that the Marriott Courtyard downtown is sold. I guess this is for the second time.
Oh.
You know, the original was New Crest, and then Summit. And now there's another organization that has purchased it. And the only thing that of any consequences, there was some discussion of having the new owners assume the what's left of their agreement with Tiers 1. And there was apparently a big conflab, and they kind of going to look at it later. I mean, I think there was some big misunderstanding in the community about the whole situation, and I'm not at liberty to share all that, but anyway, it'll straighten out. I mean, it's black and white. I mean, Summit assumed it from Newcrest, and it'll happen. They've got 8 more years.
Okay.
And then we start getting the money.
There you go. That's good. Well, thank you for keeping us apprised of that situation. Tiers 2, John?
We have not met, but they did send out an email today of our investment report.
Okay, good. And then Tiers 3, Paul?
We met on August 28th and reviewed the financial reports and approved the budget for 25 and 26.
Okay, great. Wonderful work for our Tiers group. Thank y'all for doing that. Standing policies and procedures, Annette, anything?
Nothing tonight.
Nothing new? Okay, nothing tonight. And then Finance Committee, did we meet? Okay,
But
we have a
Johnny-
report. Okay, Johnny's not here.
Guy's not here.
Okay, so no report really
I
from that.
didn't think about being ready for that.
Well, then let's don't worry about that. Okay, and then Legislative Affairs?
On September 11th, myself, Dr. Connor, Allie, and Regents Dr. Woodburn, Peggy, and Irene had the opportunity to travel in a very early morning flight to Austin for the annual CAT conference. During the conference, we had a variety of sessions that we all attended. We actually coordinated and split up the sessions so each of us weren't in the same session so we could expand our level of learning. We heard from the Commissioner of Education and also the Commissioner of the Higher Education Coordinating Board on the first day of the conference, which was very interesting to be part of. I would like to personally thank Dr. David Woodburn for nominating me during the annual business meeting to run for the large college director position for CAT, in addition to Jay, Annette, Dr. Connor, and Sarah for encouraging me to run. As part of the election process in Austin, I delivered a brief speech, handed out campaign push cards that Annette also recommended that I do, so I would pass those around the room. And my campaign slogan was "From the Panhandle for all Texas students." And with no opposition, I was elected by acclamation.
Awesome.
This role allows me to represent a total of 9 large colleges at the state level, extending the reach of our collective voice and advocating for all students in community colleges across Texas. The colleges that I will represent are Amarillo College, Blinn College, Central Texas College, Del Mar College, Laredo College, Navarro College, North Central Texas College, South Plains College, and also Tyler Junior College. Once again, I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm committed to serving Amarillo College and our community to the fullest. Previously, I served on CAT's Engagement Committee and also most recently on the Education Committee. So I was part of the planning process for this annual conference that we just attended, which was pretty awesome to be part of. Now I'm honored to expand that service to the board level and continue to advocate for all Texas students and community colleges. And looking ahead for next month, myself, Dr. Connor, and also Regent Irene will travel to the Annual Association of Community College Trustees Conference, which is the national association. This will provide us with a chance to collaborate with colleges from across the country and bring back best practices and insights that will benefit Amarillo College and our students.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Well done. Thank you. Awesome. And the conference went very well.
It was
I hear.
great.
Awesome.
One of the best. I heard it over and over from people that had been to many.
Yeah.
That was one of the
It
best
was
they
really
had
good.
ever been.
That's great.
Were y'all? Regents went, good.
Good. Excellent.
And it was the first year that they invited the board liaisons, so Ally was able to attend some sessions. I think that was a really great addition.
That is, that's perfect. That is awesome. Great stuff. Nominating committee, anything? Nothing. I didn't, it's not that time of year, is it? All right, now Dr. Connor will bring our president's report, item number 7.
First, I want to sincerely thank everyone at Amarillo College who helped make our investiture a truly memorable and meaningful event. I received so many compliments about everything from the beautiful landscaping and event setup to the fun food trucks and our inspiring speakers that we had. What meant the most to me was the incredible sense of community that I think we all felt that day. Regents, thank you all for your support in shaping an investiture that really captured the unique heart and spirit of Amarillo College. This month, the Innovation Outpost hosted an open enrollment electrical safety course in response to industry partner needs, along with several other offerings. In October, the IO will host 2 events that I want to highlight: the Badger Cybersecurity event on October 7th and the Panhandle Regional Manufacturing Alliance meeting on October 8th. In addition, the IO will be offering 3 CompTIA rapid review and test preps in October for participants to prepare for certification exams in CompTIA A+, CompTIA Network Plus, and CompTIA CYSA Plus. The IO has been awarded 2 Skills Development Fund grants from the Texas Workforce Commission, a $166,000 grant in partnership with International Aerospace Coatings to provide customized training for 89 employees over 12 months, and a $50,000 Contingency Skills Development Fund grant, providing opportunities for multiple employers to upskill and reskill their workforce. You'll notice in our packet and our agenda that our regular monthly financial report isn't included in this month's agenda. With the close of the fiscal year, the timeline was especially tight. Starting with our October meeting, we'll be shifting to sharing financial reports 1 month in arrears. This slight change will give us the time we need to provide you with more meaningful analytical insights rather than just the numbers. We're excited about this improvement and appreciate your support as we make the transition. A SAC Substantive Change Committee is currently visiting Amarillo College to review our prison education program. We currently offer diesel technology and will be offering HVAC in the spring to the students of the Clements Correctional Facility. While the facility and programs are approved, this review is part of a two-part process with the Department of Education to approve Pell Grant funding for incarcerated students. Unfortunately, Amarillo College has been impacted by the U.S. Department of Education's September 11th decision to discontinue minority-serving institution discretionary programs. The HSI STEM grant remains unaffected, continuing through September 30th, 2026. In fact, we've already begun planning for the transition when that grant ends. Amarillo College also benefits from a Department of Labor Strengthening Community College grant, which supports the development and training program for careers in advancing manufacturing and is scheduled to continue through September 2026. AC's Preparing for the Future of Work Title V project has been impacted, which was scheduled through 2028 and currently employs four staff. While reimbursement for obligated costs may be possible, the project will not receive further funding. In addition, the C Campus grant, which began in 2021 to support student parents through childcare access, concludes guidance. While these shift bring challenges, we're already talking through plans to transition and continue moving forward. Amarillo College's diverse grant portfolio provides resilience, and the Office of Grants Administration and Compliance will be attending federal update sessions during the fall term to monitor guidance, assess risks, and prepare the institution for implementation of policy and compliance changes. We'll keep the board updated as we work through these changes and continue to support our students. We're pleased to report significant progress and growth at East Campus. Current enrollment has reached a 5-year high, reflecting strong community interest in our programs. Our dual credit offerings have expanded substantially with the addition of several new partner locations: Canyon ISD for automotive, Tulia ISD for welding, Panhandle ISD for welding, Dimmitt ISD for automotive, and River Road ISD for welding. Additionally, we have secured a strategic partnership with Dimmitt ISD through a TWC grant that will provide $240,000 in automotive equipment to enhance their program capabilities. Regional economic development continues to strengthen with several new businesses establishing operations in our area. We recently held an introductory meeting with Trent Sidesmore, community lead for the Fermi America project, to explore potential collaboration opportunities. Our work-based learning initiatives have been enhanced through a new partnership with Midwest Compressor and Garrett Containers, providing valuable real-world experience opportunities for our students. These developments position East Campus for continued growth and success in serving our students and community partners. I'm also wanted to congratulate John on being elected to the CAP Board of Directors. Also, I've accepted an invitation to be a member of the 2025 to 2027 TAC Legislative Committee. So I'm excited to serve and represent Amarillo College in that capacity. More locally, our own Jordan Herrera will be joining the Panhandle Community Services Board in January. At the end of last month, 2 members of our Amarillo College family were honored by the Amarillo Chamber of Commerce in their top 20 under 40 list. Imelda Savidra is our external partnership coordinator under the HSI STEM grant, and Kara Gilbert works in the foundation as our scholarship manager. So congratulations to both of them. Some highlights of meetings and connections from me over the past month. The foundation team did a wonderful job hosting the campaign steering committee end of campaign luncheon to thank our steering committee members for their time and dedication that helped make our comprehensive campaign a success. The Amarillo College Foundation Amarillo annual meeting was also an amazing event, and I really enjoyed getting to share an update on the college and visit with so many community members who attended, especially as we celebrated Carol and Sam Lovelady for all of their support over the years to both Amarillo College and our students. I appreciated being invited to attend the Amarillo Executive Women Luncheon and met some more amazing women in Amarillo. I had my first event as a member of this year's Leadership Amarillo and Canyon. It was great getting to know others who are also part of the cohort, in addition to the opportunities I'll have over the year to get to learn more about our city and companies in our area. I'm excited that Amarillo College will be hosting their April meeting. So we're going to get the opportunity to highlight the amazing programs and spaces we have at the college. Also, I was honored and incredibly humbled to be awarded the Amarillo Women's Network Career Achievement Award last week. And thank you to all the Regents who were able to attend. And finally, the Amarillo College Badgers baseball team will launch their 2026 season with a 3-game series at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas on January 27th and 28th. This event is part of the prestigious New Balance Future Stars series, a 4-day invite-only showcase featuring some of the nation's top junior college programs. They're going to play Seminole State Junior College, Grayson Junior College, and San Jacinto Junior College.
That's a fantastic report, and I'm glad to know that there'll actually be a good baseball team playing there in Arlington. That comes from being a diehard Texas Rangers fan. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for that great report, Dr. Connor. Next up, we have public broadcasting service update. There's going to be we can have a discussion on the projected financial position in light of all of the rescinding of federal funding. And Julie Grimes, General Manager, Panhandle PBS, will come and give us our report.
Thank you so much. I was going to open by saying it's probably obvious for all of you to see I am not Kevin Ball. But I'll do my best to stand in for him tonight. He planned on introducing me. I am the general manager at the station, and this is Michael Sugden. He is our controller, so he's our finance guy. What we want to do is just walk you through a top line view of our finances over the next couple of years, because those are the 2 years that are most definitely impacted by the rescission in funds. And then we want to present you with an exciting fundraising opportunity that we're already busy planning to help fill the gap. So if you see the slide that we prepared for fiscal year 26, which I know you're all aware started on September 1st, we project our expenses to be about $1.6 million. And then below that, you'll see our projections for station revenue. The revenue number comes from station support from members in the community, from businesses who do underwriting with us and support us in various ways. So that is our revenue number. That's what we project being able to attract in the coming year in terms of revenue. PBS funds. I am really proud to stand here before you tonight and tell you that Panhandle PBS has been shepherded in a very caring and fiscally conservative way over the course of the station's life. We're starting our 37th year now. And we had people who blessed us with good financial practices over the years. So those PBS funds that you see for fiscal year 26, those are leftover federal funds that we have held back that we're able to use to operate this year. So for all intents and purposes, we are, unlike many other stations, we are in fact fully funded for the year. Thank you. You'll see the bottom line there too, when you do the math on our expenses and our revenue, that according to our budget that was approved before the fiscal year started, we expect the college will contribute the $391,000 to support the station. So the good news is that we are funded in the coming year. That gives us a runway. So what our job right now and in the future is to really bear down and get serious about fundraising, because into 27, we don't have full funding in the bank at the moment. So we do have a gap to make up. I'm going to run you through those numbers on how we plan to do that, and then talk to you a little bit about our first big fundraising effort also. When you look at the numbers for 27, we all know we live in a world where inflation, that all costs are on the rise. So we projected that our expenses will be more in 27 than they were in fiscal year 26. The station revenue, you'll notice that we have increased our fundraising goal for that year as well. We are in the midst of putting together a fundraising campaign that we're going to be working on over the coming couple of years. But we are also, as Peggy, thank you for your nice report. We are also having events. We are feeling support from the community. So we are hopeful that we'll be able to increase those local support numbers for fiscal year 27. The PBS funds for fiscal year 27, we do still have some funds from the federal funds that we are able to hold over and apply into next year. And to make up the gap, it's less than $100,000, right? The gap is not a big one. We are going to rely on interest off of some of our investments that have matured over the years to make up that $760,000 number. The best news from my standpoint is that we do not intend to ask AC for any additional help financially in the coming years. We're working very hard and consider it a point of pride to be working as a station to garner the support of the community and figure out our way to a more a financially sustainable future. So like I said, that's a top line view of our expenses, our plans. Does anybody have any questions or at this moment with the numbers? Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So how much funding are we not getting that we would have gotten?
It varies from year to year. And Michael, you can weigh in on this too. In my, it ranges from maybe 800,000 to about $1 million a year. So when we're out in the community and we're telling our story and we're making our case for support, we're using that $1 million number because what we'd like to do is continue to build on these investments so that we will be able, like I said, to continue into the future in a sustainable way without having to kind of triage 1 year at a time.
Julie, are you going to talk about content? How is not having the mothership provide content going to affect the station?
So the National Organization of PBS is our main content provider. So, I mean, things get complicated quickly, so I'll try to stay on a top level and you guys let me know if you want to dig into it more. We subscribe to several services that make up the mix of the content that we offer here. Our main source of content comes through our PBS dues and through National PBS. They leverage contracts and rights and so forth for the majority of our programming. There are other services out there. APT is America's Public Television Stations. We contract with them for some content as well. NETA, the National Educational Television Association, they're the ones we were recognized by recently. We contract with them to fill the programming on our Create station. As you know, we operate 3 stations 24/7, and they also fill lots of our weekend lifestyle type programming. So it's a mix of programming services. They all basically offer us a content menu, so to speak, and then people here in Amarillo pick and choose which programs are appropriate to our audience in the Texas Panhandle and in Amarillo. So that will remain. We will still be able to operate all 3 channels. We will still have content for all 3. The national organization has done everything it can. Currently, there are about 330 PBS stations nationally, and the national organization has done, but each station is independent, as we are. So PBS nationally has done everything in its power to make sure that ideally, they want to see every one of those stations survive. I'm sure you've all seen and read in the news the same things that I've seen and read. The rural stations, the small rural stations, just like ours, are the ones that are generally speaking hardest hit. So they have made it possible to reduce dues for this fiscal year 26 in an effort to give stations to help cover that gap a little bit. So when you're looking at our expenses, did we save a couple? Yeah, we saved maybe a couple $100,000 on our dues with them due to this break that they're doing. They also have made it available for stations to be able this year, and I think the hope and the goal is next year as well, to make some grant monies and some short-term loans, low-interest loans available to help stations bridge the gap also. So it's going to be a matrix of things that all the various stations will find their way through. And again, like I said, I think we are operating from a position of strength for 2 reasons: because of the financial stewardship of the station over the years that we've existed, and because of our partnership with Texas PBS, which I'll talk about it as the next item on the agenda. Other questions? Call me, email me, let me know anytime. We try to make everybody as aware of what we're doing as possible. Also, we've got an event coming up next month. Lydia Bastianich will be in town. We're proud to host her. So we'd love to see all of y'all at our events. So back to that partnership with Texas PBS. So Texas PBS is its own independent 501c3. Now, they are not a broadcasting station, but they are an entity that serve all 10 PBS stations in the state of Texas. And we work cooperatively to currently, we're working to find efficiencies, to share services, to drive collective revenue. And one of the more exciting projects that we have going on with Texas PBS is an opportunity to invest in the most future-facing technology. To be honest with you, I firmly believe that our financial issues are very solvable. I mean, that's math, it's fundraising, and it's math, right? So our bigger challenge is going to be staying ahead of the times and moving with the shifting media landscape. So we are convinced that this is a real step forward into the future of media, this Texas PBS app. By investing in this app collectively, all the stations in Texas are going to join together to offer a Texas PBS app, which is going to help us disseminate our stories and our content statewide in a bigger way than we have currently. It's also going to allow us some collective and collaborative fundraising efforts and so forth. For folks who prefer to watch us on terrestrial, traditional broadcast, and there are many still here. The ones who get our monthly program guide and look at 8 o'clock tonight, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch Lawrence Welk. So those will still be served in the same way they always are. And then we have folks who are donors and contributors and supporters of the station who currently are able to stream our content on demand through the Passport app. The Passport app is great because it put us in the streaming game, but it's an antiquated system and it shows on the user end. So for us to make the switch and be able to offer the streaming capabilities through this new app that we're working on collectively with all the other Texas stations is going to be a real upgrade for our viewers. It's really going to signal to people that we are moving forward in the modern media era. Like I said, it's going to give us an opportunity to collaborate. We're going to tell more Texas stories. We're going to work to drive more revenue. Audience building, the data on this app, the app is developed by Cascade Public, which is based out of Seattle. So they built this app and they are now sharing it out in the PBS system for folks who are interested in buying into the technology. They are telling us that through the app alone that you can build your audience. We can reach a younger demographic. We can grow our membership and our viewers. We're going to have on the back end of the app, we'll have some data collection capabilities. And so that's going to give us some insights into what our viewers are watching, what they're interested in. It will guide our local programming. It will help us kind of solidify our relationships with our members as well. And then I've touched on revenue generation also. So the bottom line on the Texas PBS app is the buy-in cost is about $70,000. So that's going to be kind of our first foray into major fundraising. We're going to put that forward as our tangible goal for the Panhandle Gives campaign that's coming up in November. And we are very excited about it and convinced that we'll be able to raise the revenue to pay for this next step for Panhandle PBS. And so it's really important for us to signal to the community that we are not going anywhere and that we remain here to serve the Texas Panhandle. Any questions? Can I give you any more information on anything? Thank you all so much for letting us talk tonight, and let me know if we can do anything.
I'm just really glad that we've got the Texas collaboration that we're able to work with.
It is.
That's going to be really a big deal.
It's huge. To put it into context, thank you for saying that, by the way. To put it into context, Dallas and Houston are in top 10 markets in the country. So they are, big in terms of audience. They are big in terms of PBS. And so being able to work collaboratively and collectively with them to go and negotiate on the cost of services and different things like that we are in the process of doing as a state, it's invaluable to smaller stations like ours. And in fact, we were honored to have all representatives of all 9 other stations in Amarillo at the beginning of August for our Texas PBS meeting. So we got to take them to Tyler's Barbecue. We went out to Texas the Musical. Everybody had a great time. So yes, that definitely is beneficial to us as we move forward and figure out what the new landscape looks like.
Thank you, Julie, and keep fighting the good fight.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate y'all. Item number 9 on the agenda is public comments. Do we have anyone who's put forth a card? Okay. Well, we have one comment. We have 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Well, I'm Jesse Fremer, and Proverbs 22:6 says that if you teach the child in the way he should go, well, then when he gets old, he will not stray. Well, I'm 85, and I'm here to talk about the things that Charlie Kirk represented in his efforts to talk to students of our different campuses. And some of those things I find him very interesting because he promoted the will of God in the dedication of their lives, that should be a focusing part of their education, is dependent upon God and Christ. And he did that through marriage, and that men and women are to procreate, but they should procreate in a way that they are taking care of the children that they bring into the country. He also talks about gender pronouns, that we have the gender pronouns that are of two people, he's and she's and hims and hers. We don't have these other definitions. We don't have the problem with the gender identification. We do know that there are males and females, and that's the gender that we have provided by the definition of ourselves. We have the fact that there are the definition of religion. Well, there's 3 religions, and that is those that believe in God, those that don't care, and then those that don't believe in God at all. So we have those 3 religions going on in our world, and those are the things that Hardy tried to preach and teach. The basic needs that we have in our life are food, clothing, and shelter. That we our identity is endless at conception, defined in our DNA, that the cells are the destruction. One cell defines us, up to 3 trillion cells that define us. Those cells define who we are in our DNA, and that needs to be taught to our children. I'm a part of that product. I'm learning this myself in my age. Gender identification is to change the DNA, and I feel that we need to help these students if they're having a confusion about their particular gender, that we try to help them understand that frustration that they may be going through, and we need to have that kind of counsel on this campus if we need it. Abortion is murder. I believe abortion is murder, and that the child is a very important person, needs to be protected. Now, we do know that the female has physical problems in certain cases, but that's not a large population of pregnancy. And we want to discourage the female from thinking that's a solution, that abortion is a solution to her situation. And we want to continue that. And here in the state of Texas, we already authorized the fact that the pill is no longer authorized for delivery here in the state of Texas. So we want to discourage our young women from going to New Mexico and to Colorado for abortion purposes. I did hear one of your faculty members teach, which the student quit going to that nursing program because they were challenged to that if anytime they're asked, they need to give instructions as to where to go get an abortion. And she was offended by that because her logic was that a nurse would not encourage abortion. So she went to Pampa rather than be at Amarillo College. So
I'm Mr. Fremer.
time is up. Okay.
Time is up. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right. At this time, we're going to have a look at our minutes and look at approving those minutes. We do have some amended minutes in your packet. I think there was some changes. Michelle, I think you had something to your AMOA report.
Museum report, yes.
And then another change. I'm not sure what it was about. Oh, that Jeff Turner wasn't here. Yes. So y'all have time to take a look at that. And then I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
One other
Okay.
change is to ensure that last month's PowerPoint presentation about
Oh, yeah.
voucher bound
Mm.
is included in the minutes
Yeah.
as the best record of what this group approved.
What we approved.
Just attached here. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Yeah. And we have that in there.
It was.
I move approval of the minutes
Okay.
as amended.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. And Annette, second. All in favor of the motion to approve the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed by no? All right, that motion carries. Consent agenda, item number 11, appointments and budget amendments. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
I move approval.
Michelle?
Second.
And David, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed with no? And that motion carries. Now we get into some fun stuff areas here, and we're gonna ask, I believe Chris Sharp, you're going to be talking about these items? Oh, you are, Mark is. I didn't see it on here. Okay, so guidelines, item number 12, guidelines and criteria for tax abatement.
So you can see that on agenda item 13, we have a tax abatement proposal to act on. But item number 12 is more of a housekeeping matter preliminary to that. There's a particular statute that requires that for a taxing entity like us to participate in tax abatements, we have to vote to become eligible to participate in these. And then we have to adopt criteria, guidelines and criteria that govern the tax abatement agreements. Some years ago, the taxing entities collaborated with AEDC to adopt and come up with guidelines and criteria about how these tax abatements will work. And every 2 years, we have to renew our guidelines and criteria. So that's what we do every 2 years. The city of Amarillo recently adopted their new guidelines and criteria, and we always just piggyback then on that and adopt the same ones that they do. So I'm recommending that the Board of Regents elect to become eligible to participate in tax abatements and adopt those guidelines and criteria that the city of Amarillo recently adopted in August. And then the chairman will sign a resolution to that effect. If we do that, then we can consider item number 13.
Move for approval.
So number 12, we have a motion here.
I move that Amarillo College elect to become eligible to participate in tax abatement and adopt the same guidelines and criteria as did the city of Amarillo on August 12th, 2025, and authorize the chair to execute the resolution doing so.
Second.
Not hear a second from Peggy. Okay, any discussion on that? I was confused about why we're doing it again. I don't remember having done it before, but every 2 years we evidently do. Okay, all right, good. All in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed but no? All right, that motion carries. So now we can consider item number 13, the tax abatement. Do we have anyone here to talk
Yes.
us through that?
Doug Nelson and Paul Simpson are here from the AEDC. We've discussed this at a previous meeting, and tonight we'll do it in public session. They will briefly tell us about the project, and then we may elect to participate in this project to the same extent and as did the city of Amarillo. Welcome, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Doug Nelson. I am the interim president and CEO at Amarillo Economic Development Corporation. My day job is senior vice president at AEDC. I've been at AEDC for 15 years. Before that, I spent 20 years doing economic development for Panhandle Regional Planning Commission. So today we have International Aerospace Coatings tax abatement and incentive project to review. Wrong button, apparently.
That line.
Oh, there we go. All right, International Aerospace Coatings is a company that's been in Amarillo for over 30 years. To give you some idea of what kind of volume they do at the airport, in 2024, they serviced 181 aircraft for a diverse customer base. Basically, they have 171 full-time equivalents currently at their shop. They operate 2 shifts, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They currently lease 5 hangars from City of Amarillo International Airport. This expansion is the construction of a 78,000 square foot wide body hangar. They currently lease one wide body hangar from the city. But with this additional wide body hangar, their capabilities grow exponentially. So this capital investment is $27.7 million. And the expansion will also create up to 70 jobs that average with an average annual salary of at least $55,000 a year. This is a little map of the airport to give you some idea of where that additional wide body hangar will be located in the green square. So Amarillo EDC has approved an incentive to International Aerospace Coatings. That incentive is $10,000 per full-time equivalent that's paid out over a 5-year period, and they have 2 years to ramp up to add those employees. This was approved by our board and the city council in July of this year. The city council then took an additional step for their incentive package, which is an 80% abatement on improvements in year 1 that declines 10% per year for 8 years. International Aerospace Coatings also signed an airport lease amendment to lease additional square footage to be able to build this hangar on, and that lease is for 50 years. They plan to be in our community long-term, exceptionally long-term. So the tax abatement was approved by the city council in July, and Potter County decided to participate and approve the tax abatement also later in July. This slide is going to be awfully difficult for y'all to read. It's going to be difficult for me to read. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to look at the one that's in my packet here. So basically, this is the benefits of the tax abatement over the course of 20 years to Amarillo College. Well, I said I was going to cheat, but now I've got to put on my glasses.
I'm not sharing.
Yeah, so over that 20-year period, we expect at current property tax rates that AC will collect $1.36 million worth of property taxes. The abatement that is proposed, which is 8 years starting at 80% and going down by 10% each year, will actually be $219,835. So Amarillo College's net collections over this 20-year period is a little over $1.1 million. So you can see that there is a real benefit. The present value of that $1.1 million is $654,000 in today's dollars. So what we're asking y'all to do today is to participate in the tax abatement that you can participate at the same term and at the same rate that the city of Amarillo has approved and that Potter County has approved. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
An 8-year abatement.
Yes, ma'am. It's 8 years and it's 80, 70, 60. It goes down 10% every year.
80 the first year and then down.
10% every year after that for 8 years.
That building is immediately north of the hangar they have now, is that right?
Yes, sir. That is correct. One of the buildings they have. The other wide body hangar is actually across the tarmac from where they're going to build this one.
They're an international company, right? They bring in planes from all over the world.
Yes, sir. That is correct. They are an international company and they do service planes out of Amarillo International Airport from all over the world, which is really kind of fascinating.
It is.
Just curious, do they have competition?
They do. Not in Amarillo,
Yeah,
but,
I know.
but they do. One of their bigger competitive companies has a big operation in San Antonio, Texas. So we're a good spot in the country, in the middle of everywhere. So those planes to get to our international airport have a much easier time than some locations. They have a location on the West Coast. It's much easier to get those planes to Amarillo, Texas than other locations. And so we won an internal competition in that company. They could have put it elsewhere, but they decided to put it in Amarillo.
Any other questions of Doug?
I see a big jump in the net benefits over 20 years within the city, county in comparison to the school district. Why is that?
Tax rates.
Well, school district can't
can't-
enter into
they're
a
not
tax
in it.
abatement.
That's correct. Yeah, the school district
Yeah.
does not enter
Absolutely,
into tax abatements. State does have a program where they can do a value limitation. It's called the Jetty program. This project doesn't qualify, nor did they ask for that participation. So the school district basically does not participate in tax abatement.
Side benefit of this is also those jobs that some of our AC students will be able to participate in. All those out in paint and body and all, and others, you know, accounting, engineering, they'll be able to work out there too. So that's a good side benefit.
And we're doing training already for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a very recent event, which we're thrilled about. That's great.
We knew that sidewalk art thing would pay off.
Do we have any internships out there? Of any kind?
So I have a motion.
I don't know if we do at Amarillo College. I know that they have internship programs out there.
What about Dr. Sobey? Do we have any internships out there right now that you're aware of? Not that we're
It's
aware of.
ripe for that though, I bet you.
We will have.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, David.
Move the board of Regents elect to participate in the tax abatement for International Aerospace Coatings Incorporated of Washington Corporation, doing business in Texas as Associated Painters, Inc., on the same terms and to the same extent to the city of Amarillo, and authorize the chair to execute the participation agreement.
Hey, do I hear a second?
Second.
Irene, second. And any other discussion before we vote? Okay, all those in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against, please signify by saying no. And that motion carries. All right, thank you so much, Doug, for being here tonight and providing the excellent information.
Yo, thank you. And just from our perspective, we really appreciate our partnership with Amarillo College. Y'all do good things, a strong part of our community. Y'all help us sell Amarillo to the rest of the country. So we appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those kind words. We appreciate it. Next up is item number 14, approval of use of facilities agreement with Panhandle Baseball Club Incorporated, DBA Amarillo Sod Poodles. Mark White and others
Athletic
will be.
Director Sean Hart.
Sean is going to present
Gonna
that.
Present that. Recall that 3 years ago, we started playing at Hodgetown. That contract is over, so it needs to be renewed.
So we just, we do have a new contract with Hodgetown. It's the same contract that we previously had. And then we're still, or ASD still allows us to practice at their facility for free. So that's pretty much about it.
That's good.
So the contract, the proposed contract is in your materials. The price is up a little bit.
Yes, just normal prices up. We sat down with Mr. Inzer and he said they forgot something when we first started this because this was the first thing that they had, and well, it's up a little bit. Not out of anything out of the ordinary.
What went up? Was there some item? What?
Just the rent overall.
Yes,
Oh, the rent?
Per weekend rent.
Okay.
Paul? Yeah.
If I can ask one question for Brandon, really our baseball coach, the reason for securing that field was to be able to help with recruiting. And then, so can you just talk a little bit about how that's helped or not helped with recruiting? And then Do you feel like that facility, based on the other places you play, how would you rank that?
Absolutely. I mean, we've got a great reputation. We're now known as the junior college that gets to play at the minor league stadium. So, and that's across the nation. We got invited to the Future Stars event at the ballpark in Arlington because we have already in 3 short years turned out players that have gone to Rutgers, Purdue. We had one of our players last year that turned down $250,000 to not sign with Kansas City Royals to go to Oklahoma. So, that in itself really allows us to recruit the elite of the elite. And this future series that we're going to at Globe Life, I mean, that's 10 of the best teams, not only from Texas or the Southwest, but that's in the entire country. And we got hand selected just because we have top level players that are moving on. So just this morning, I talked to about 10 different scouts that are going to come out and watch us play this weekend in Dallas. So I've been contacted with all 30 Major League Baseball teams about our current roster. So, from not having baseball at all, 3 years ago to having every major league team want a piece of your players is a direct correlation of having Hodgetown. Because let's be honest, I mean, what 18 or 19-year-old kid doesn't want to go play in a stadium like that? And, it's a really special place, and we're very blessed to be able to play there for sure.
Good.
I was interested in how much insurance was gonna cost. I read that that's part of the totals, so I was just wondering, do you have any idea how much that costs to insure everything they have in this little contract?
It ends up going up like $335 a game. So the insurance wasn't ever, it was more about the maintenance of the field and people that do it. That's all it was.
And the liability insurance that's listed in paragraph 4 there, that's just part of our general insurance package. We provide that kind of insurance almost any place we do things at.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say how much does the insurance for Hodgetown cost, because it's all part of the same expensive package that we pay for everything.
Anybody have any other questions?
I'm just curious about attendance. Are we increasing
It
attendance?
really depends.
Mhm.
Depends on some of those games that we play in February can be a little bit chilly, but when we're playing well and the sun's out, we
DC
get
will
some.
be responsible.
And it's growing, each year.
B4.
The different things and working together with athletic director to try to get different entities to come out and support. Small college athletics is not, Division I football by any means,
Okay.
but we do have a good following of fans and parents and things like that. So it's growing.
Well, we need to get the word out,
Absolutely.
because if
Absolutely.
we're having, Major League Baseball
Yes.
scouts looking at Amarillo College players and the ones that have gotten out, let's get that out.
Absolutely. And we're doing our best and we'll
Yeah.
continue to do so. So we're moving this program at warp speed, and the future is very bright for us for sure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Anybody's going to pay for it. It's not going to be a talk.
Anything else?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we have to.
Okay.
I'll entertain a motion concerning item number 14. Move for approval. John, and second.
Second.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Any other further discussion? So all in favor of this motion to approve the use of facilities agreement with Panhandle Baseball Club Incorporated, Sod Poodles, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by saying no? All right, that motion carries. Thank you. Bless you. Now, Chris Sharp is going to come to the lectern and bring us the investment report. Chris, thank you.
Yeah, in your packet is the investment report. And this is for the quarter ending August 31st. If you'll look at the first couple of pages, there's a lot of really good information in there. I'm not going to read it to you, but I think you'd find it helpful in understanding the. So on page 5 of your report is our investments. On the left-hand side, the right side of the chart, our balance as of August 31st was 12,871,541. Over to the right, you can see we're making a rate of 4.281%. The rest of the report just shows where the investments are. and give some pie charts. Any questions, comments?
Looks good.
Yeah, for sure.
Things
Move
are,
for approval of the investment report.
all right. Thank you, Paul. Second, David. So all in favor, or any other questions? All in favor of approving our investment report, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by the no? All right, that motion carries. Next, Chris, you're gonna have to help me through this
Yeah.
section concerning the nominations for Deaf Smith County and then Potter County and then Moore County. So first up, Deaf Smith County Appraisal District Board.
Yeah, so remember, this is the first step of a two-step process for this appraisal board. So this first step is you guys offering names for the for nomination for it. And then in October, November, they'll come back to us and you guys will vote for the names that you put on the ballot. For Deaf Smith County, and I believe you have a sheet of paper that I did.
Yes.
So for Moore County,
Do you know any of them?
you get the Deaf Smith County, all positions are up for election. And then you see the four gentlemen that are on the board. They want to run again. There's one, Mr. Kerry Black, that doesn't want to run. So that leaves one seat that we need to give a name to. Unfortunately, we don't have any names to give you for Deaf Smith County. So my recommendation would be that you put forward the four names of the gentlemen who want to continue running, and then just don't give a fifth choice unless you know somebody in Deaf Smith that wants to run for this.
You know anybody?
Anybody?
And all of them are good. I mean, they're all.
Anyone else you could recommend?
Is there anybody else you might recommend? Because we need a fifth.
So-
Oh, we need another one. We don't have to have one. No. But without them knowing you're.
We can be good with just four, I believe.
Okay.
Is that right, Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll move for approval of these four for Deaf Smith County.
Second.
Okay. That includes Edward Allison, David Brown, Mike Brumley, and Mike Bryant.
Correct.
Okay.
Bees.
That's right. A's and B's. They stopped there when they got through. Okay, so any discussion? All in favor of this motion to put these forward as candidates for reelection, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Come up with your own name, say no.
Mhm.
All right, that motion carries. Next up for Potter Randall County.
Yeah, this is the same thing for Potter and Randall County. I think you have in your packet a list, but on my little cheat sheet for Randall County, it's Jack Kloss and Ginger White that are up for reelection. Both of them would like to continue serving. And then for Potter County, we have Mitzi Wade and Chip Hunt that are up for election. Both of them wish to continue serving as well. So it's our recommendation that you present Jack Kloss, Ginger White for Randall County, and Mitzi Wade and Chip Hunt for Potter County.
Any motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Peggy, second. All right, John, second that. So all in, any other discussion? All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by no? All right, that motion carries. And one more, the nominations for the Moore County Appraisal District Board of Directors.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So repeat. So on the cheat sheet, you can see the four people who wish to continue. We have one, Mr. David Sykes, who doesn't want to run again. Moore County is, I think several of the organizations up there are wanting Kelly Van Dyke to be put on the nomination form. Then there was no other recommendations given for that. My recommendation is that that you guys approve, putting forward the four candidates and then, recommending Kelly Van Dyke.
Yes, we don't have.
Head on, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have a motion on that.
Move for approval.
Okay, John, and then second by Annette. Any other discussion? All in favor of moving these candidates forward for a reelection and or election in the case of Kelly Van Dyke, please signify by saying aye. And any opposed by no. All right, thank you for that, Chris. And then continuing with you, item number 19, order for annexation.
Yeah, in your packet, City of Amarillo has annexed a couple of locations. And so when they annex it, we annex it so that our boundaries will stay within the city limits. So this is an order of annexation. It's 168.77 acre tract of land. And in your packet, you have a map where it's at. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, Highland Park Independent School District is developing their own housing site. And I think that's what this is. They're the applicant of the annexation.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay. Annette and Paul, thank you for that. Any other discussion? Any questions? All right, all in favor of this annexation, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed with no? All right, item number 19, order for annexation, carries. That motion carries. Order for annexation number 20. Item 20.
Yeah, this is another annexation. It's for 477.36 acres. And if you look on your map, you can see it's I-27 goes in the middle of it, and it's just south of Hollywood and north of Sundown Lane. I believe some of the Kids Inc. stuff is in this area.
Okay.
Does that include Greyhawk Landing? Because there's a little number 1 over there.
I don't believe so.
I was wondering about-
You can see the golf course there, the range, and then over to the right is I think that Circle K.
Yeah. All right. I'll entertain a motion about item number 20.
Move for approval.
Okay, Paul, thank you.
Second.
All right, second, David. All right, any other further discussion? All in favor of this item number 20 annexation, please signify by saying aye.
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 Be opposed by saying no. That motion carries. All right, thanks, Chris.
I think we've got the wrong map in the handout, so just make sure the right one goes in the minute.
We have them sitting in front of you. Correct.
In that packet.
Well, that's what I was looking at, and they're both the same map.
Yeah.
Okay, the one I have is both the same map.
Oh.
Yeah, I've just got this map on.
And then it was in black and white.
This one's definitely one with the
I've
colors
seen
on it.
online, but I didn't see it.
Just look at it.
It's on this page. It's on the third.
Mm-hmm. Thank
Yeah,
you.
the color.
My bad.
Thank you, Ally. Thank you, Annette. All right. Let's move on then to item number 21, the RFP number 1421, mental health and or healthcare services for Amarillo College students. Bob Austin will come and present information concerning item number 21.
Guys, and I'm going to invite Jared Henders to come up here and get my back here. Jared is our coordinator of counseling here at the college. You may remember that back in 2021, Jared and Denise came to the board, and we were looking for a vendor to provide telecounseling services to supplement the counseling available to students. And what we've discovered over time is that a lot of new vendors have entered the space over the last several years. And we thought that it would be a good time to go back and take a look at new vendors and other opportunities to see if we could match the quality of service that we've received from our former vendor, Timely Care, and more importantly, see if there was an opportunity for cost savings. And we went through a pretty substantial evaluation process. We looked at a lot of different vendors. We narrowed that list down to about 5 to 7, looked at those closely, and landed on TELUS Health Student Support. We found that not only was there significant cost savings, we were spending about $300,000 a year before. You can see that this contract comes in at less than $100,000 a year. And it allows us to continue the high quality service that we had before at significant cost savings. And we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have about telecounseling and necessity for that to provide support to our students.
Timely was down in Austin, and I think was TELUS there? There was a couple of them. The mental health companies that were represented in Austin. I spoke with Timely, and at the time didn't realize that that's what we had. But they talked about different services. Were we using just the basic services, or had we used more, and that's why it was more? Or
we had 2 main services before with Timely Care. One was the telecounseling, and the other was telehealth. And after some discussion over the last year here at the cabinet level about whether or not we thought that it was necessary for us to continue to provide the telehealth, and look at the numbers and the amount of participation that we had from the students, it was pretty low, and it came at a significant expense. We decided that it made the most sense to just go with the telecounseling under this contract. The good news is that if we do decide to go back in the future with the telehealth, that feature is available with TELUS. And the other thing that we really like about TELUS is that 2 of our neighboring universities use that service as well. Texas Tech University uses the vendor, as well as West Texas A&M. In fact, the A&M system uses TELUS. And we think there's an advantage there for our students if they happen to be receiving
care.
Exactly, right, continuity of care.
Thank you.
Move for approval.
Second.
And seconded. All right, any other discussion? All in favor of item number 21, request for proposal 1421, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by no? And that motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Bob. Chris, back up for an invitation to bid package number 1426, best value invitation for bid for 2 semi-concert grand pianos.
Yes. So in August, we sent out notice 2 times, August 10th and August 17th. It was in the paper for 2 semi-grand. I want to call them baby grand, but semi-grand pianos. And we got 3 companies that proposed, with one of those 3 companies proposing twice. So we wanted a certain brand of piano. So they proposed that, but then also put in a different brand of piano. The lowest cost and who we recommend awarding the bid to is Lubbock Piano Gallery. Their price came in at $144,530. Questions?
What were the other prices, do you know?
Yes. The league Flavor Company was 212,000.
Wow.
The, and then their, B one was 238,000. And then Alamo Music Center was 220.
Significant difference.
Are we replacing any pianos or are these just additional?
Oh, these are replacing
Okay,
two of the pianos that were damaged.
okay.
We have insurance money too?
Yes.
Good question.
Understand that our music people like the Kauai pianos better than other things like Steinway and so forth. They're very beautiful instruments, but they're much more resilient.
Easier to
and
maintain.
Easier to maintain, easier to keep in tune.
Yeah.
And so they overwhelmingly like this brand better than other brands.
Good.
Well, they would
Were
know.
they damaged?
Leaking roof.
Leak.
Oh.
Doesn't go well with pianos. I would imagine water.
The body or the
This will make Bruce happy.
Yeah.
internal?
All right. Do I hear a motion?
Approval.
Michelle?
Second.
And John, thank you very much. All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by saying no? That motion carries. All right. At this time, we get to item number 23. There will be a closed meeting so that the regents may consult with the college attorney to seek his advice on two legal matters pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, and two, deliberate the possible lease of real property pursuant to section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. President Jamel Connor, Council Mark White, and Vice President of Business Affairs Chris Sharp will be asked to stay for both items. Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Joe Bill Sherrod, will be asked to stay for item number 2, and no final decision, action, or vote will be taken in closed session. The time is now 7:21 p.m.
something to Yellow House. But he was there with Yellow House. I mean, he bought, so it'd have been back in the 70s, 80s.
We're good? All right. The time is now 8 o'clock. The closed session is concluded. No final decision, action, or vote was taken in the closed session. We now convene an open session. Quorum is still present. We now address agenda item number 24. All right, move for approval for adjournment, second by Annette, and anybody want to oppose that? All right. Done. Thank y'all for a very good meeting tonight, guys.
All right.
It didn't. It went smoothly.